Good morning. Good morning. Let me turn this where I can actually see the comments with my glasses. Love it. Oh, man. It is Friday. Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Friday. I never saw the movie. But thank God it's Friday. I saw the commercials for it enough on TV when I was a kid. So yay, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Smiles, everyone, smiles. Welcome to Fantasy Island. And no, it's not 10 o'clock on a Saturday night after the Love Boat, but you know what I mean, right? All right, we got some Destination Declutterers in the house, my peeps. We got Nicole and Bougie and Carrie and Fran and Steven and Millie and Elk and user 8306789. Becky, nice to see you. Spreading sunshine. You have spread the sunshine here in Pennsylvania. And now the crazy thing is we're going to have a crazy, wicked hot weekend. So good morning. It's the end of a week. It's the solstice, people. This is that point. Remember back in December where you were like, oh my gosh, it's so freaking dark out and cold? Or maybe that was just me. Hey, Sue and Cat Mama. And then that's Summer Cutie and Adalia. I love it. There we go. Yeah, we're going to be near 100 this week. Faux show. Yes. Oh, interesting. Becky says, great to see you. Wasn't sure if you would have power or not. Heard Philly had a lot of outages. I saw some stuff. Yeah, no, we're okay. We did have crazy torrentials yesterday, but we're doing okay. And it blew, at least for the time being, it blew some of the humidity out. So I've got the windows open. It's like a mild high 60s. And that's why I've got my hoodie back on. I like to keep my arms warm. So the solstice. Many people think all sorts of awesome things happen today, as do I. This is the point in the year where we have the most daylight here, at least in the United States. It can be the beginning of the summer season. It can also be just, another Friday in June or 2025. It's what you make it. It's the story you tell yourself about whatever's going on and how that makes you feel. So tell a story that makes you feel good. All right, Brenda, we're trying something new here. I just saw that on a TikTok before I got over here. So, alrighty, friends, what do we get going on today? Tell me, fill me in. What's going on with you? What good stuff do you have planned for today? You got some decluttering to do? That's why I'm here. Destination Decluttered, Beth, Destination Decluttered, Decluttering Life Coach at your service. And I can help you with what you're stuck with, or frankly, I can just keep you company when you're doing the things that you know how to do. You know how to do, and you do a lot of it. So yay you. Maybe you're just saying, I don't have the time. So what? Maybe we rejigger our brains thinking that decluttering isn't some torturous thing, but it's just something you do. No big deal while you're chatting, while you're watching your shows or listening to a TikTok. That type of thing. So it's funny. Annalisa, good morning. First day of 2 weeks off. Ooh, appointment declutter and plan to get ready from. So you said some fun AC. So where I'm from, AC means air conditioning or Atlantic City. But activities, I love it. Yeah. What are the things that when you have the time and the energy do you like to do? Now for me, honestly, I like flopping down on a surface and reading a book until my neck hurts. And then I stop and then I walk around. But I've got some fun activities planned for this weekend. During this TikTok live, or perhaps more so during the YouTube live that we have at 9 a.m. Eastern, because it's now 8:04 Eastern. The basement workers, the people who are finishing up our basement, are going to come and finish up our basement today. And today's the perfect day as far as weather in order to do it. Once that happens, one of the activities I am looking forward to is decluttering my house of the stuff that has been stacked up for weeks. So you can look forward to creating your own HGTV show, your own before and after. Be the person who creates that magic. You saw something you didn't like, And you know what to do. You are magic. You know what to do to transform your living area into something that's not just meh, but one that you're like, ooh, I like this, right? How magic are you? You are very magic. So maybe you just need reminding of that. So I'm going to remind you. You have to believe we are magic. Nothing can stand in our way, right? If Olivia Newton-John sang it in Xanadu, it must be true. Oh, I'm cracking myself up. For those of you who haven't met me, and I'll probably introduce myself a couple of times, my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, and my coaching here on TikTok and on YouTube and on the internet is called Destination Decluttered. Destination like a road trip. Destination like a journey. Destination like a vacation. Okay? I show up to remind you of the magic and the power you have to change the things in your life that you don't like, that you're not psyched about, that you look around and go meh or ugh, and you want to say yay and ooh and ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, right? Good morning, Rochelle, and Mama Pepper, and all sorts of folks. So what gets us going can be a number of things. There we go. I love it. Leslie is bringing up something that we've done before, which is to pick a word, as I say, doing shots. And I know myself enough, and I do TikTok lives. I mean, there are over 745 videos, of which are free for you to use, go into the library, as it were. I know I repeat a lot of words because repetition is a form of teaching and learning. Repetition, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, we learned that, right? Repetition, put it to a music. And so one of the fun things we do here, if you want to play along at home, is I say a word. You can choose your secret word of the day, like Pee-wee's Playhouse. You know, the word of the day is, toast. Ah! You don't have to scream real loud, but if there's, pick a word, any word, and anytime I say it, drink a sip of water. So Leslie, who is also showing up at tomorrow's decluttering party, the Saturday decluttering parties, gotta tell you, they're pretty awesome. If you haven't been, you don't know, but when you're there, you know. So Leslie says, picking down as my drink word. Notice was a great one yesterday. I bet your cells are like swimming around like I don't know, happy people in little inner tubes in a swimming pool. They're nice and buoyant and hydrated. So there we go. Leslie, let me help you with your word down. Good morning, but I got to say a few hi to people. I'm saying hi to Kat Roby with her scheduled Beth Blinders. I'm saying hey to Erin, and I'm holding up my mug. The word down. I use it a lot because it is repetition, and it's one of those like multi-purpose words. Think of how many ways this remembering just the word down, D-O-W-N, can help you remind yourself that you can do stuff. You're going to go do a scan from the top of your head down to the bottom of your toes. You're going to notice how you're feeling physically. If anything feels off, do something to make it feel better. The second one, there's a bunch of downs in this one, but this is not so much about your actual physicalness, but it is, because it's all intertwined. You can't unintertwine them, is your nervous system, what I like to call your energetic. You've got your physical body, but your energetic body, and they are, I feel like I'm doing that Chapel Roan dance, right? They're all interconnected. We are family. We are all interconnected. And so down in this means checking in with your energy. Is it all kind of staticky and fuzzy and not clear? Is it calm, like WJIB on the waterfront? Is it kind of frantic and staticky? If it is, slow down, calm down, sit down, feet down on the ground, breathing down to the bottom of your lungs, slowing down your exhale, maybe closing down your eyes or just softening your gaze, shoulders down, and repeat those and any other relaxing down you can think of. When you feel better with your physical ails or not, and you feel better energetically, when you're feeling less staticky and more kind of in a nice wave, you're tuning into a radio station, that's a great place to just start doing anything, not just decluttering, okay? So thank you, Leslie, for reminding us of the word down. And every time I say it, take a sip of water. Your bladder and your body will thank you. Think about what happens to our bodies. And actually, Good Morning Coffee and Chaos and Monk, so many wonderful familiar names and faces. And for those of you who are just tuning in, you're part of the crew too. You are part of the crew too. Kat Roby's got her Schedule Beth blinders on. She's going to tidy. I love that. 4 counters. I love when you assign a number to something because then you can measure it. I did 1 counter. I did 2 counters. I did 3. I did 4. Dining table and fold laundry. Awesome, friend. Do that. Yay. Good morning, Jessie. Hello, Megan. And hello, Melly and Ava and Tuesday afternoon on a Friday morning. Crap. I was going to say something. I will. I'll say something. I had an idea, but if it's important, it's going to come back. So let's just revel. Let's hang out here for a while. Destination decluttered. While you may not be there yet, let's imagine what that's like. How does your decluttered, even, and this is the great thing about calming down and quieting down and slowing down. Sorry, Leslie. I know what I was going to say, actually, but I will keep that for later. Closing down your eyes and not looking at your home like it looks now, but spending some time actively creating in your own imagination your destination decluttered. Let's do that. Sometimes we get so caught up in the list of things to do, we forget about why those things to do, why we're doing them. So it helps you to remind yourself of where you're headed, where you're going. And even if you're not sure of that now, let's play along at home. Grab a notebook, grab a pen in whatever hand you write with, and write down these 3 questions if you choose to. Because, if you write it down, it's going to help you. What do I want my home to look like? Whatever comes up, write it down. What do I want my house to function like? Now, we often in our society tend to say, I want something to function like a well-oiled machine. Now, I don't know how many of us have actually worked on or with a well-oiled machine, but things run smoothly. There's not friction. It's easy to get the result you want. A machine does something, performs a function. So think about the easiness, how easy your life is with a decluttered home. It is. You can easily find whatever you're looking for. Easily. You can easily tell somebody where something is in your house. If you're busy, your hands are full, and they need to go get something, you can easily tell somebody where something is, and they can easily find it without killing themselves. You can easily use that item because the items in your home are just the right quantity and quality. Because when you have quality items, you don't need as many of them. One really good sharp knife means you don't need a whole bunch of dull ones. So easy to find, easy to use, because it works well. Anything you use works well. Clothing fits the body you have and you feel good. You've decided on the right lipstick, and all the others go by the wayside. A knife works really well. A mixer works really well. The things that don't really work well for you are not even in your home because they don't work well for you. And it's easy to put things away after you've used them because they have a home. So easy, easy, easy in this destination decluttered. Where are things not easy for you now? They are easy when you're decluttered, and that's where we're headed. And then the other one is, and even just notice how I'm talking. I am really getting into the groove. I can feel it right here. is the feeling of living in a decluttered home. Now, at the moment, your home may be cluttered. That's why you've got your eyes shut. Maybe you're just listening to my voice. But we've all been there at a certain place. You've walked into somebody's home, or you've walked into an Airbnb or a hotel room, and you get that feeling of ah. You get that feeling of ah. The just rightness of it. Just the right amount of this. As Anastasia is saying, because I don't have my eyes shut, when you have too much, it is hard to live because it's overwhelming. Right. And here's the great thing. Part of being decluttered is not having too much. It's having just the right amount. And that number, that isn't even a number to me. I could not tell you the quantity of items that I have in a number. I could not tell you the quantity of items that I have in a number, but what I will tell you is the number feels right to me. The number of black short sleeve t-shirts that I have, the quality of them, just the right amount, not too many so it's hard, and not too few where I'm running out of clean clothes before I got to do laundry. Okay? So really, spending time, here's the thing, with any project you're doing, with anything you want to create, spending time creating it in your mind is time well spent. Writing it down, what's in your mind, writing it down, making it more real, is also really time invested in the project. And I say the project, but into what you want. The more you can be specific about how you want your home to look. I want the counters to be cleared. I want the floor to be clear and clean. I want there to be nothing stored on a horizontal surface. You know? So if you're not there yet, really spend some time defining and really bringing to life in your body. Notice, like, I am feeling this feeling when I'm creating this destination. It's like planning a trip. Oh man, yeah. When we're in the Azores and we go and we open up that window and we overlook, and it's overlooking the ocean, and you turn and you see a palm tree and it's warm even though it's cold at home. Oh, what's that feeling? How can I capture that feeling and have that feeling in my house? Now, I don't overlook the ocean, and I have a big tree in the other room that's kind of palm tree-like. But that feeling, ooh, I love being here. I love hanging out here. When you activate it, when you get your feeling involved in it, that is gas in your tank to help you get there. It really is. This is filling up your tank. This is sitting there like you have an electric car and you've plugged it in, and you are filling up your energy so you can start, and then you know better where you're headed. You're creating a map because you don't even know the route. That's okay. You know point A, and now you know point D for decluttered. Okay? Because there's a few steps in between. So think about this. Think about these things that you say. Now, Anastasia has mentioned, and notice the words. This is one of the things you're going to notice, is when you want to get there, how much your words are magic, in that they're giving you clues as to why you're not there yet. Now, Anastasia is saying, noticing something. Leslie, it's not notice, it's down. I have a small individual blender, never used. Statement of fact. Why do I keep it is a question. Your answer is, I'm hoping to make a smoothie, but then you're kind of laughing it off. I say, why aren't you making a smoothie? Why haven't you made a smoothie yet? You can still make a smoothie. Why haven't you? Notice when you ask yourself a question, give yourself an opportunity to listen for the answer. Because you're not feeling good about something you've kept and haven't used. Everybody here probably has something in their house that they have in their house that they haven't used yet. Get curious why you haven't used it, and perhaps you make a plan to make that smoothie. Okay? Notice the other things you're noticing. Anastasia is also observing, I'm a half a mile from the ocean, and yet I never get there, lol. So ask yourself, why do I not go to the beach? Why, even if I'm only a half a mile away? Why don't I make time to go to the beach? And listen to your answers. There is such gold in them thar hills. There's such gold in the answers to the questions you ask yourself. So don't just laugh it off. Answer the question to yourself with love and curiosity and not judgment. And ideally, if you want to learn, if you want to get seriously, if you want to get decluttered faster, write this shit down, people. Write down what I'm saying and write down your answers to your questions, because there's magic in your answers. Okay? There are magic in the words that you use to describe your situation. I know this because I'm a professional listener. I listen with my both ears and heart open, and my head and my heart and my ears and all of me, to my one-on-one clients all the time. Because we have a communication where we talk. However, I listen to you because you've communicated to me with the words that you use on the screen. Okay? So be kind to yourself and give yourself some space, some quiet when you've quieted down, and some time when you've slowed things down to listen to the answers to your questions. And if your initial answer is, I don't know, that's fine. It's like you got that out of the way. Now that that's out of the way, what's the next answer down? I think it's because, start a sentence like that. I'm not sure, but I think it's because, bloody-blop. Okay? Yeah. It says, it's all you want it. Yeah. You haven't gotten there yet, but you can get there sooner rather than later. So everybody's on a journey. Are you at the beginning? Are you on the road? Are you almost there? Or are you there and just loving it? Just loving it. I am. Even with all this stuff around me, this is just temporary. I know it's going to be really easy. My nervous system is activated in a good way to transform our basement into the basement that we've been waiting for 20 years for it to look like. I look forward to moving this clutter and putting it away in a more organized fashion so my husband can easily find his things, easily use them, easily put them away. I look forward to reclaiming some of these places in our home, in our garage, in our patio that have been taken over by the temporary clutter of a house project. And you can get there sooner rather than later. That's why I show up to remind you of this. Now, Rochelle says, got rid of some of my dad's stuff last week. Yeah, sentimental stuff. It's not the easiest. Surface, stored, sentimental. Sentimental gets you in the feels. It was hard, but I think he would be happy someone is using it. How does that make you feel? That makes me feel good. That makes me feel good because when my dad passed away, we sold, donated, shared a lot of his stuff. And I kept on saying, I know somebody else is going to get the joy that my dad got out of whatever this is. How does that feel when you hear those words in your head? How does it feel in your heart when you say those? You know? And if it makes you feel good, notice the power of words. You can choose words, you can choose a story. I choose to believe. It makes me feel good to think that somebody is going to enjoy that thing of my dad's. Choose your words carefully. They run your life. I love this. German made. Another down. Leslie and anybody else who picked down as their shot word. German made. Let's celebrate. I finally got my 12-hour continuing education for X-ray tech done. Awesome, friend. And you know how she got from not having the X-ray tech certification to having what she wanted? She chunked it down. 2 hours a day, 2 hours a day, 2 hours a day, 2 hours a day, 2 hours a day. It's like driving on a road trip. How do you get to where you want to go to? You drive forward a chunk at a time. Okay? Yes, and Lori Corey, I'll be happy to, I'm glad, hopefully you're writing it down. Are you writing it down? The inference is yes. 3 levels of clutter. Surface clutter, stored clutter, sentimental clutter. Some things cross between worlds, but surface is the easiest stuff. It's like the shallow end of the pool. Stored stuff is stuff you haven't looked at in a while. It's behind doors and drawers. And sentimental is the deep end of the pool, is out in the ocean, is getting deep. And it's the stuff that touches your heart, the things that tell you stories about yourself and the people that you know. Notice the difference between being able to more easily share or donate something that doesn't have a story attached to it, or it's a goofy story. Oh, this is the free mug I got at the car dealership when we went to go test drive, a Subaru, versus here's a mug that my dad gave me for my 7th birthday, and it says best daughter ever. Notice, it's still just a mug. It's technically up here, it's just a mug. We don't make decisions here. We make decisions here. And we make decisions about stories and words and how they make us feel. Calling somebody an illegal versus seeing somebody who's just trying to help their family as an immigrant. It's all about the words you use and how they make you feel, and that's what's going to inform your next step. Okay? So think about the power of that, right? So congratulations, German Made, on your X-ray technician stuff. That's awesome. How we get one thing done is how we get everything done. A chunk at a time. Your life is going by a chunk at a time. I am getting 1 month closer to my birthday all the time until I'm there, and then suddenly I call myself a different number. What are you going to do with the chunks between now and your next birthday? I've got a lot of stuff planned. I'm telling you, I got some fun stuff planned because I'm a planner of fun and I'm a creator of fun. Because I use this process, not just in my house, but every freaking where. And it makes everything so easy. How do I do it? I chunk it down. How do I do it? Make sure I feel good. I make sure energetically, physically, I write down, I chunk down, I do the things. I schedule things. I revel in the accomplishments, no matter how small. I look for the good. I take action in the direction that I want to go to. And I'm just showing you what the after is like. The after is, I want what she's having, right? Yeah. Actually, Erin says, planner of fun. What a great resume item. This one would probably get keyword flagged on LinkedIn. But I often turn to my husband. I was like, see, I make good shit happen. See this right here? I made this happen. These people getting together, I made this happen. This sunset view we have, I made this happen. I take credit for the stuff I did because it reminds me of I've made good shit happen in the past. I am making good shit happen right now. And in the future, hell yeah. So, yeah. I am a creator. I like to create order out of chaos. And I like to make good shit happen. This is why I'm not on LinkedIn, except to read my friend Craig Fitzgerald. I will share with you. He's Fitzcars here on TikTok. He's the only reason I ever even go on to LinkedIn, is because that's where he shows up and writes, and I love his writing. So, Cat Mama, focus on now instead of the past life has helped me pull a bunch of stuff out of the closet. You broke your laundry rack with piles. All right, that's why we do a chunk at a time. And you notice what's too much. And ideally, we stop before we break something. But sometimes we don't know that, and we keep on piling things on. All righty. Anastasia says, I have an animal rescue. Kids gave me little statues. Oh, I see. I have an animal rescue. Kids gave me little statues that I just put in a box. Where do I put them? Here's the thing. My husband has a tote. It's really out there with a bunch of awards that he has won. I have won some awards, and what I will offer to you is this. I don't know if they're specific. You can detach the story from the item. You can say to yourself, at one point, this was just a little statue. Then somebody attached a story to it, me and the kids, because now you don't look at it as a statue on the shelf at the dollar store or Woolworths. Let's talk about Woolworths. At one point, that was just a thing on the shelf at Woolworths. Now you've connected a story to it. You can also detach the story from the item and just absorb the story. Isn't that nice? They gave me that. But I don't need this to remind me of it. Maybe you want to just take a picture of the statues and awards, and you then can donate them. Now, this is where I don't like things of a personalized nature. I like it when things are generic. I had 2 awards that I won from our local cinema, our local thing years ago, and it didn't have my name on it. So I got in touch with my guy at the theater, and I said, would you guys like these back? As like, I don't know, you can pull the brass plaque off of it and use it again, or just use it as, a decoration. He said, yeah. What I offer to you is you can detach the story from the item. So the item just becomes a regular old item that looks like it was just from the story. It's like when you have no memory. Think about if you didn't remember all the stories. What if you played amnesia? Have fun. What if I had lost my memory? I woke up today. It's Friday, June 20th, 2025. And I don't remember anything from the past about my stuff. It's like walking into an Airbnb house and there's stuff around here, but I don't know the stories behind it. How much easier would it be for me to easily identify what I don't want and easily put it in a box and donate it if I played amnesia? So play amnesia. Practice kind of removing, it's almost like, here, this has just come up to me, right? You have a mug and then you write a story, right? You can keep it there, or, I'm gonna get a tissue, or you can not erase the story, because the story is not contained within here. The story is contained within here, and you access this, you open up the file folder with the story in it when your eyes look at the item. We are visual creatures. We are storytellers. We are the world. We are the children. So you can do this. You can do this. Yeah. Kimmy L gets even further deep. I always think about what an item used to be. Formed from materials in a factory. Yeah. Well, this probably had a thing that said, ideally it would say made in the US, but it probably said made in China. And then before that, it was dirt. It was hottened dirt from China. Chunking it down to its base core elements. You have the power. Maria says that is a powerful tool. Yeah. Guess what you have now in your toolkit? You have the power to remove a story from an item. You can choose to keep it, though. You can choose to keep any number of things. It's not like you're living in an empty house, but choose wisely. What are the items you want to keep? What brings you visual joy? What works well? What tells you a good story? Keep those things. Everything I see right here on this shelf in front of me tells a good story. I enjoy looking at it because it opens up a good story in my heart. That's how we work. Now, I love it. Melissa says, we'll be listening to your YouTube while cleaning. Yeah, YouTube, people, I give this stuff away for free. I know people who run businesses are like, you should put that behind a paywall. You know what? I like to be generous. I know not everybody is in the position of getting my one-on-one coaching. I love the people who are, because the people who get into one-on-one coaching with me, they also contribute to me being able to be generous with my time and my words. But I share this with you, and I mention it because I do have, literally as of today, I think there are 745 videos on my YouTube channel. Don't let that number overwhelm you, though. I'm just saying there's a selection, but whatever one you pick out, there's good stuff in it. Every single one of them, there's gems. There's gold in them bar hills, as I like to say. And it's 8:36 in the morning right now on the East Coast of the United States. My name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. And I will be showing up live on YouTube at 9 a.m., so in 24 minutes. That's a cool place to hang out because not everybody goes there. Everybody's welcome, but not everybody shows up. So if you want to show up, it's Destination Decluttered on YouTube. Okay? I also have a mailing list. We also have decluttering parties. The mailing list people get invited to the parties. The mailing list people are the ones who know when I show up live and they don't just happen upon me. You know? User 1052 says, is everyone's definition of clutter different? Yeah, it is. I can look at your stuff and think that it's just crap because I don't know the stories behind it. This tissue could be something I throw away, and it could be the tissue that Mick Jagger, blotted his big old lips on, and you've had it on that. You can't touch that. Here's a specific story from our life. Okay, so this weekend we were in Vermont, and my husband and my brother-in-law and sister enjoy drinking craft IPAs. I'm not a craft IPA person. However, years ago, before there was the mass distribution of stuff, there's this brewery up there called Alchemist, and they do, I think they're Heady Topper, as we like to say. Cliff drank one at Pam and Sean's house, and it was late at night after, those guys had gone to bed, and he drank the beer, and he crushed the can, because that's what you do with a beer can. He had no idea that that was a precious can and that Sean was collecting them, because it was really hard to get the beer then. So man, every single time I see those cans now, I'm remembered of the time that he thought it was just a regular old beer can, and no, it was part of somebody's beer can collection. So notice, everybody's idea of what's good stuff and what's not good stuff is personal. User 1052 says, Woodstock, Vermont. I think it was north of Waterbury. It's kind of near the Von Trapp family lodge. Here, I always said that. Totally Boston. Yeah, up in that way. Not in Woodstock, though. I think I could be wrong, though. I mean, I've been to Vermont like just a half a dozen times in my life. Stowe, thank you. Yes, Stowe, right near. Yes, there we go, Stowe. Here's the great thing about clutter meaning something different to everybody. This is why that this framework, these tools that I'm sharing with you, you can use them even if your idea of clutter is different from my idea of clutter. A hammer works everywhere, no matter what you are building. That was pretty deep, huh? You could be building like a shelf. You could be building a house. You could be knocking down a house or a shelf. So notice these tools. And the tool really you have, not to get too deep, but I do get deep, is your head and your heart, your decision makers working together. Yeah. And you can decide if I want to travel. You can travel if you're decluttered. You can travel if you're not decluttered, though. You can travel if you have clutter in your house. So don't let your clutter stop you from doing anything. But I know myself. When I come home from traveling and I open up the door, and I'm used to opening up a door to a hotel or somebody else's house and going, this is so nice and organized and relaxing. When I open up my house and there's too much junk and it's all over the place, it doesn't make me look forward to coming home. I love traveling, and I love that idea of being able to come home. So notice the feeling you get when you're in your happy place. Write it down. Yeah, and Anastasia, notice how you have created rules that aren't getting you what you want. I always say, notice something you always say. I always say, I have to get this done before I can go. You don't. You don't. We've been traveling all over the place, and we've got stuff all over the house. What I will say, though, is you can make your home feel like you do when you travel. And when you come home from traveling, feel good about returning. But don't let your clutter stop you from doing stuff. I am not of the mind of you can't do that, but sometimes you just want to expand that good feeling you have. I've been feeling so good being in these places on vacation. When I come home and open up my door, I don't want that feeling to stop. I want to have that vacation feeling in my home. So how do I do that? Yeah. And user 1052 says the worst feeling, capital worst, in the world is coming home after extensive international travel, coming home to my clutter. Right. Well, if it's a worse feeling, let's do something about it so you can travel and come home to a place you open up the door and you say, you're home. Somebody said, I think, I can't remember who told me this. Oprah once said, well, you want to open up your house and feel like it welcomes you with a hug. It says, welcome home. Yay, you're home. You say, yay, I'm home, not shit, this place. Okay? So, you can do it. I help you do that. That's what I do. You can do it on your own. You do it with help, you get there faster. It's like figuring out stuff on your own or using a travel agent. It's like finding the way to get to the Parthenon and the Colosseum and the Leaning Tower of Pisa on your own, or getting a tour guide who's been there before and knows all the shortcuts to get you to where you want to go. So notice the difference. I do both. I get help and I do stuff on my own. But I show up in your life as a helper that just says, here I am to help. No, 3 cats in a bun. 3 cats in a bun says, my brother took our old patio furniture to discard it for us, and I had really mixed feelings letting it go. Notice that phrase we use, mixed feelings, mixed emotions. It's just emotion that's taken me over. They were kind of mixed. So what was it a mixture of? Vanilla and chocolate? Peanut butter and fluff? Probably a mixture of relief and a little bit of, I know there's that feeling in like bossa nova music, suadage or something. It's like this feeling that is almost, sadness with happiness at the same time. Yeah, it happens. Feelings will happen when you declutter. Do not be afraid of them. Do not be afraid if you can't articulate them, but just don't be afraid of feeling them. Allow yourself to feel them. And then let them go. If you really had a strong feeling about the old patio furniture, you might have kept it, and that's okay. Maybe you had a bit of tension, but I hope you feel better now that the patio furniture is gone. Yeah, so notice Cats in a Bun says, I felt, yes, both relief and grateful for his help, but also hard seeing something familiar go. Yeah. Now, that's really interesting. Do you keep something around just because you've kept it around? Is it just familiar? Or does it look good to you? Does it function well for you? Do you use it? Does it make you feel good when you look at it and use it? So notice that you may be just used to having it around, and things change. Things change. Those are the chairs we used on the deck down the Cape. We now no longer have a deck down the Cape, ergo the chairs don't fit. It's a little bit bittersweet. You know, talk about bitter and sweet, mixed emotions. It's okay to feel emotions, and it's okay to have them as an ice cream flavor. Okay? And again, we go back to the emotions. The chair is just a chair, even when no one's sitting there, right? Who is that? Neil Diamond, maybe? A chair, a patio set is just a patio set. You can keep the good feelings of having used that patio set in your heart. If you go to write the story, is it Luther? Okay, thank you. I should know that, Luther. You could write the story of the patio set. Here's a fun thing I've done sometimes. Sometimes I go to, remember the good times, and I go to write them down. I don't even remember. I don't remember the specifics. I remember the feeling. So take a picture of anything before you let go of it, and that picture could jog the memory in you. You know? My musical brain is in the background going, why did I think that was Neil Diamond? And it's like that, ba-ba-ba-ba, not Forever in Blue Jeans, or as my husband used to think as a kid, for Reverend Blue Jeans, the hip guy, right? No, it's that, not even the chair, leaving me lonely still. Two songs that have chair in them. Go figure. Welcome to my pattern matching ADHD brain. I'm happy to have you here. Yeah. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. User 1052 says when they pack to trek, your camera gear, my trekking gear, my sports gear, and my shoes are all over the place. Notice, my dears, that is a habit you have, and habits can be changed. I used to have the habit of being cluttered. I have changed that, and I am no longer cluttered. I realize I love the feeling of not being cluttered so much that I will take the few minutes, the few moments it takes to declutter so that I get to come home from a trip and I walk in and the place looks good. Somebody, I think it was, it's Laura Gimmon Voorhees. She's away this weekend. Somebody's graduating college, or graduating, I don't know, I'm inferring college. Graduating, and she said, I made sure to make the bed before we left, so when I come home and I look at my bedroom, I can say, the bed is made. You know? So, the feeling is so good. You will begin to crave it fortnightly. Like, what is it? Kentucky Fried Chicken and his the kernel in his wee hands makes me crave it fortnightly. You will crave. When you get a taste of how good it feels to be decluttered, you will want more of that. And when you start even small, have you ever done this where you're like, but look at that one little place I made look better. You know? Chunking it down and then expanding those chunks. Kat Roby is doing it right now. And look I was thinking of tiles, and she's got the green checkmark tiles. So there were 5 counters that she was thinking of clearing off, and they are all clear now. Hence, the 5 green check marks. And check, the dishwasher is emptied and started to fill again. Yeah. There we go. Oops, and found a basil plant I forgot to water. So she harvested dry basil for the win. Yeah, instead of beating herself up, I can't believe I didn't water it. She said, oh, look, I have dried basil. Right, fried basil. That could be a thing. Anyhow, I will tell you right now, even just talking about being decluttered and the feeling, I don't know how you feel, but I'm feeling it. I am. Okay? So what I want to offer you is this. Notice how just talking about something can get you to feel some way. Lisa, pet care expert, is talking to herself and says, my house is a disaster after moving, still can't get everything unpacked. How does it feel when you talk to yourself that way? Where's your nervous system energy? As I said, is it all static like a radio station and or is it ding ding, WJIB on the waterfront? Is it smooth like Luther? Or is it chaotic like some drama queen? Okay? What I offer you is go back to your nervous system and say, hold on. I got to calm and quiet down. Yeah. So notice the ugh. Notice the ugh. We are more yay and ooh and yes here than ugh and yuck. So we're moving from the ugh and the yuck and the meh to ooh and yes and yeah. Good stuff. Right? Now, Abbott Elementary and I have worked together as one-on-one coaching folks, and she says looking forward to decluttering is a very good feeling. Did you ever think less than a year ago that you would be, or about a year ago, you would have been able to say that? I'm looking forward to decluttering is a very good feeling, but decluttering is a better feeling. Decluttering is a good feeling. It's taking control over the stuff in your life and reminding yourself you can do stuff. Yes, and Cat Mom, you're right. I said by Neil Diamond. Thank you. Now, Lisa, if you feel stuck, do not try to spin your wheels. No, you're in your car. You need to slow down. Take your foot off the gas. Stop pressing down on the gas, maybe I would say, so that Leslie can get some water in her. Slow down, calm down. Quiet down, breathe down, feet down on the ground. Even better, I'm doing it myself. Take your shoes off, and even if you can't get your feet on grass, put them down on the ground and imagine them creating roots down to where the dirt is underneath wherever you live. Quieting down. Notice what we're doing. We're calming, we're changing the station on your radio station. We're going away from the static and more towards easy listening, yacht rock, something that's going to make you feel better. When you feel better, physically and energetically, you are in a better, literally a better mind space to make a plan and get stuff done. Okay? Yeah. And what I say is the sooner you start, the sooner you get there, just like a road trip. I use everything. I always goes back to road trip. Okay. Now, one thing I'm going to offer to you too, because I just saw this. So Michelle, the quick caregiver, says borderline hoarder. Good to notice. I decided to change today. Thank you. My son comes on Sunday. It'll be better. Okay, Michelle, let me offer this to you because this is something that's available to everybody as long as you're on my mailing list. Okay. All the downs, little chunks. Chunking it down is also another one. Writing it down and chunking it down. All the downs. One of the ways that you can put into practice this stuff that we're just kind of talking about right here, because I'm not decluttering except up here, and this does count in here, starting up here and in here. But as far as embodying it and practicing it, I do these decluttering parties, and I'm doing a ton of them in June. We're about halfway through. There will be fewer of them in July and practically none in August. I'm giving you the heads up. But since we're still in June, we have a decluttering party tomorrow. So if you get bummed out when you are decluttering and you feel like you're all alone and you're telling yourself negative stories, these decluttering parties are a wonderful opportunity for you to show up. It's just an hour and a half of your time, but it's an hour and a half that you may get more decluttering done in that hour and a half than you could in 3 hours on your own, because you've got accountability. You've got a time to show up. We chunk it down. We work together. You declutter your stuff, I declutter mine, and you've got a connection to not only your peers, to people who are also doing their decluttering, but I'm right there for you in case you get stuck. So you don't have to be afraid of what I get stuck, because then you just call on the expert. Okay? So I share with you tomorrow, Saturday, before your son comes, 8 in the morning, Eastern time. 8 a.m. Eastern till 9:30 Eastern is a decluttering party. It's on Zoom. As many people that want to show up can show up. You only need to do 2 things. Be on the mailing list so that you can sign up, and you need to buy your ticket. The ticket is a very modest ticket price. It is $20, and half of that is donated at the end of every month to a women's homeless shelter, because your clutter is abundance, but you can help somebody else while you're helping yourself. Okay? You shine up. Thank you, Michelle. DestinationDecluttered.com is my website. DestinationDecluttered.com is the website. You go there, and actually here, I'm going to go there right now. All right, I'm on Destination Decluttered. It's working. Just scroll. You can read the stuff. Just scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, and you'll see a thing that says Want to Jumpstart. Join the Destination Decluttered members-only email list. Put in your email list, retype this code here to prove you are not a robot, and hit the join button. And then join us, won't you? Smiles, everyone, smiles. It's like Fantasy Island. Okay? When you sign up for the mailing list, I do not send out a lot of emails. Why would I clutter up your email box? I'm a declutterer, okay? But the one email to look out for, and check your spam filters and all that type of stuff, is one from Beth at Destination Decluttered. It gives you a link to a secret page that you can't get to from the front of my website. It's hidden on my website. And that hidden secret speakeasy members only page is where all the good stuff is. Okay? Yes, welcome to Declutter Island. Now everybody get a cocktail of alcoholic or non-variety. We're going to hang out in our caftans, and we're going to live the life of Mrs. Roper, okay? There we go. Lisa says, I signed up for the email list today. The plane, right. So, yeah, we have fun here at Destination Decluttered. But we also get shit done, okay? We really do. And when I say shit, I just mean good stuff, but that's just the phrase I use, okay? So, join us, won't you? And it's a really cool group of people. It really is. So if you're embarrassed and ashamed and afraid to admit to the friends you do know that you're a borderline hoarder, or you just have stuff hidden in drawers and in closets and attics and stuff like that, we do not judge. We are all in it together, and we are all out doing good stuff together. Okay? This is why I show up all the time doing this. I have fun doing what I'm doing. If I didn't have fun, you would not see me here. I'd be out having other fun. That's how I'm wired. Okay? So I say that to encourage you. All right? The other thing, too, I'm going to encourage you on, because I'm going to start it up right now, because yesterday we had a little bit of a technical snafu with the YouTube Live. So I'm always wary. I want to make sure it's working before I hop off of TikTok to get to doing another hour of this. But I will say this, even if you can't listen here, what it will be, 9 a.m.? Oh yeah, 9 a.m. YouTube Live. We're going to go live for another hour on YouTube. And please, feel free to declutter while I'm talking with you. I do not take offense to that. I actually enjoy it. Because I know that you're embodying, you're doing the things that we're just thinking about and feeling like I can do it. Okay, so things are looking good. We got 2 minutes, and then we go to Destination Decluttered on YouTube. That's another wonderful resource for you, because that's where you show up and I do lives, but also that's like the library. Every single video on that website has got good stuff in it. Okay? There are resources if you want. There's help. There's fun. There's friendship. There's camaraderie. The thing I love about what I do right now, too, and the way I'm doing it, because I only coach people on the internet. I don't go to your house. I've done that before. It's not scalable, and it's not as good as this. Right now, you get to connect with people from all over the country and realize that there are people in Alabama and Chicago and California and Nebraska and wherever you are. You're not alone if you have clutter. If anything, there's so many people with clutter, and some don't even know there's help out there. So you're one step ahead. You know there's help, and you're interested in getting to that Destination Decluttered. Oh my God. If you knew how good it feels, and I'm trying to help you build that feeling in you, you would be like, I want what she's having. Like, how do I get there? Get me there as quickly as possible. Okay? So that's what Destination Decluttered is, and I'm your tour guide. Okay? I will help you get there. My name is Beth. Destination Decluttered here on TikTok, DestinationDecluttered.com on the YouTubes, or Destination Decluttered on YouTube, and DestinationDecluttered.com on the internet. Those are really, just remember Destination Decluttered, sign up for the mailing list, and then you get a whole bunch of other stuff, okay? Now, I am going to sign off now, and I'm going to switch gears and go over to YouTube, okay? I look forward to seeing you if you can, and I look forward to seeing all of you at tomorrow's declutter party, okay? Yeah, user 1052, hidden clutter. I call it stored clutter. We can talk about it more tomorrow on the party, or it just over here on YouTube. Practice going over there, okay? Good stuff, people. You can do this, all right? Bye.